Canadian Olympic team. Smith will be with Australia, pardon me.
Carlson, a terrific three-point shooter in her own right. The only person shooting better from the three by percentage than her teammate, Kayla McBride.
Clark takes it right to Courtney Williams. We can expect to see different people try to defend her.
Absolutely, but she's really improved in the last month in terms of creating for herself off the dribble.
Yeah, not just a three-point shooter by any means. And Clark second in the league in assists to Alyssa Thomas. Courtney Williams rescues and then shoots it over Boston.
Mid-range master is Courtney Williams again, just like we just saw Caitlin Clark do, able to create her own shot off the dribble, but it's the second chance opportunity that gives her that great look.
Her first year in Minnesota was with Chicago last year, and that's a Boston moving screen for a personal foul.
At least.
I love what Cheryl Reeves said. She said Courtney Williams is a high-level talker. On the court, off the court.
The good talking, the bad talking, all of that.
But she really is very impressed with the chemistry on this Lynx team. That's nice. That shows the teamwork.
And you can see it throughout this game. There are a ton of plays like that. You'll see them slip those screens. You'll see them backdoor cut. They trust one another.
Atlanta Smith with that finish. Here's Kelsey Mitchell. And another steal as Smith got in front of the pass, and she's going coast to coast. Clark fouled her.
I just think Atlanta Smith is so underrated in this league in terms of her versatility. As Caitlin Clark takes one for the team, doesn't give up a layup on that possession. Part of the reason she's able to get free, now Alyssa Smith is a tremendous athlete, terrific at scoring in the paint. That's something that the Fever have done really well in the month of July. But Atlanta Smith doesn't allow her to make that contact. And so with her length and her foot speed, able to create a steal. You mentioned how great this Lynx squad is defensively and in the steal category.
And I 100% agree with you about Atlanta Smith. Kind of scuffled her first couple of years, didn't get a lot of playing time in Phoenix. Minnesota, her fourth team in 4 years, had a great year last year in Chicago and a better year this year in Minnesota.
I actually went back and looked. There's a backdoor cut. So interesting also, too, to that note, as Caitlin Clark tells her teammate Aaliyah Boston, settle down just a bit. It was a good idea. Aaliyah Boston is sort of the quarterback after Caitlin draws two on screens.
K-Mac just a little bit too strong. And Mitchell heads up court with it. How about that to get by Carlton, and then Aaliyah Boston with the putback.
It's a terrific move by Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston quick to the offensive glass.
That's one of her strengths. Fourth in the league in offensive rebounding for Boston, who was the Rookie of the Year last year in this league. Williams gets it inside. Smith was able to save momentarily.
That was actually a really good idea. Tough in terms of the execution. Atlanta Smith still on the move. But I like the looking for your teammates at a high level.
And you see the height advantage, Samuelson over Williams, but then she saw Boston inside. Aaliyah's 3 for 3 from the floor.
Excellent execution early on in this one by the Fever.
Now Smith with the three. This will look effortless. She is off to a blazing start with 9 points.
She's been trying to get off of a little bit of a skid. She's been able to do that in this start.
And then thought she had a block, but instead a whistle.
So the Fever have really grown as a unit in terms of their pace, their tempo. Aaliyah Boston waits for this screen by Caitlin Clark and then slips with that high hand so that she's a big, easy target right next to the basket. These are the signs of this team really maturing. And when you look at points in the paint in the month of July, they're actually leading the league in that category with 45.5 points in the paint.
And now Melissa Smith at the line after the Atlanta Smith foul. Melissa only about 58% from the free throw line, but got the first one. Interesting crowd here, right? You got the Caitlin Clark crowd. The Lynx fans are screaming too.
I was just about to say,
they're not going to get outshouted.
It's competitive. It feels like a good balance.
But it is packed, every seat. 1 point ball game. Williams elevates.
And Courtney Williams is capable of being your microwave type of scorer if she sees that ball going in.
Caitlin, long range. And here comes Courtney Williams. 5'8", but plays taller because she's got such great elevation on her shot. Beautiful! What a bounce pass into Alana Smith, who gets another chance.
Man, we might have to ask our producers to clip off this one. We might have some
On the line this season. We take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. Doubleheader Tuesday on Amazon Prime, Connecticut, New York, Chicago, Vegas, on ESPN All-Star Friday night, 9 Eastern time, and Saturday, the game, the AT&T WNBA All-Star game, 8:30 Eastern on Saturday on ABC. It's going to be fun. You got the USA Olympic team, coached by Cheryl Reeve, and the WNBA All-Stars.
What a tremendous display of women's basketball.
It's all going to be in Phoenix. Boston's first miss. Caitlin Clark going to be on that All-Star team. Boy, Carlton just couldn't finish.
Unlike Bridget Carlton, who's pretty efficient in the way that she approaches the game, just a little bit ahead of herself on that one.
Carlton in her 6th year out of Iowa State, going back to her 2nd Olympic Games for Canada, as Erica Wheeler checks in. Some instant energy for the Fever, and Christy Sides has a conversation with Clark. Smith, guarded by Smith. Now Samuelson nails it.
That's a great shot, and again, patient execution, pace in the half court by the Fever. Credit Alyssa Smith for all of the energy in terms of working in the paint.
Samuelson coming back after giving birth to her daughter almost a year ago, August 4th. She was born last year. K-Mac got it knocked away by Samuelson. And now Mitchell got hit by Williams.
Is an opportunity for them to respond and get back to the identity that Christine just talked about.
Yeah, Coach Reeve talked about that first and foremost is what she wanted to see improved today. They also only shot 31% from the floor, their lowest in 13 years in that loss to Seattle.
There's a lot wonky in that game. Although credit Seattle Storm, Nneka Ogwumike led the way. Skylar Diggins-Smith had a terrific game.
Carlton. Williams is slow getting up. It appears to be okay for Minnesota, but right now it's 5-on-4 for Indiana. Mitchell, no, and then Smith and Williams have a little laugh, little friendly fire.
Yeah, the pace those last 3 possessions or so, a little bit frenetic.
Bounce pass, and Smith met Aaliyah Boston. Ball stays with Minnesota, and Tisha Heidemann coming in, along with Xander Lucini.
Both of these young women, Xander Lucini has been described as an X factor. I had to talk with Coach Reeve a little bit about that. And of course, Natisha Heidemann, a terrific defender. Trying to find her way offensively still this year, but definitely brings energy on that side of the ball, which is key to the identity of the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Numbers down offensively, but contributes on the other end of the floor. That was a tricky bounce pass that didn't quite connect. And Caitlin Clark back on the floor for Indiana. Caitlin has a couple of points, has yet to get an assist or a rebound in her streak of double-doubles, which is now 5 straight. She also had a triple-double. Another turnover. 5 turnovers. Carlton too strong off the glass. Heidemann taking it right to Clark. Threw it up left-handed. There's Caitlin's first board of the game.
Second time on the right side of the floor, Carlton's just been a little strong on a layup.
Heidemann got a hand on it. Boy, Indiana's lucky to score on that possession.
You see all of the deflections and the energy that the Lynx play with, just unable to capitalize. And Aaliyah Boston, steady, right at the rim, put back.
Boston 4 or 5 from the floor. Indiana on top. McBride wanted it. And just rimmed out, but Carlton gets the offensive rebound. Smith maneuvered deftly
That was tough. The backspin on the basketball, no glass. I thought she was going to go for glass there.
That stops a 7-0 Fever run. And then Smith called for the foul on Boston.
Well, that was
An Olympic year. That's what has been happening in the WF.
Loaded up with talent. Can't wait to watch the games in Paris.
Clark guarded now by Zandalicini. And good length on the perimeter on Kaylin. That is a tough pass.
Wow.
And somehow she got it in.
Man, the pass and the cut. And these are the type of things that this team in particular has to continue to play together. There's no way they could have pulled that off in game 1 of the season. And we've all had the chance to see them grow and learn one another.
Now Zandalicini hits one over Clark, who's called for the foul.
You know, Pee Weezy, we talked about the fan bases dueling in here. We got this one a 4-point play.
Zandalicini in her 3rd year in the league, but has been out the last 5 years. Lynx fans certainly remember her when she signed as an undrafted free agent back in 2017 and has perfected her craft overseas and now is back in the league.
She's been terrific for this Lynx squad. She can score in the paint. She can handle the ball. Obviously can knock down the 3.
Austin looking for Samuelson and then gets it over to Hull. Wheeler. Shot clock dying. They just get the shot off. Hull misses and Carlton comes up with it. Zandalicini with all sorts of moves.
Solid defense there by Hull to hold her ground and make that shot as difficult as possible.
And now Indiana going to try to get the last shot of the quarter with the shot clock off. Hull will inbound to Clark. Boston, Wheeler, and Samuelson also out there for Indy. Clark being hounded by Kayla McBride. Step back 3 at the buzzer.
Outside, because they are just going to go swarm on that inside.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We'll let you go. And right away we saw McBride get the first bucket. And Kayla McBride did not score in that first quarter. Only 3 members of the Lynx, Alana Smith, Courtney Williams, and Zandalicini, Cecilia, they were the only 3 that scored.
You saw, though, McBride, as much as the 3-point shooting is the highlight when it comes to her performance this season, that was an example of her strength and ability to score in the mid-range.
Lexi Hull just picked up the foul for Indiana. Caitlin step back. Also misses. Pam Ward, Monica McNutt, and Christine Williamson joining you from a sold-out Target Center. Zandalicini got it.
3-point shooting as much a part of this Lynx identity this year as is that defense.
They are second. Only New York hits more 3s on average per game than Minnesota. And yeah, boy, Clark is just getting hounded by different defenders. Mitchell, no. One-handed rebound by Smith, who was fouled.
Dorka Juhas attempting to block out there, but Melissa Smith established position and used that athleticism to draw the foul.
It's 2 fouls now on Juhas. And boy, Smith and Boston, what a formidable post pair for Indiana. Mitchell, a little bit of space.
Ooh, it is a battle in the paint today.
Yeah, Melissa Smith's turn to hit the deck. Heidemann shovels it back to Williams. In and out. Dorka, follow.
Coach Reeves, her 4 and 5, and Dorka Juhas and Alana Smith. And of course, you get Nafisa Collier in there when she's healthy. They've just got such terrific hands and touch around the rim. They are so effective in that triangle under the basket.
Minnesota outscoring Indiana 7-0 so far in this quarter. And Dantas ends that. Damiris Dantas, who got a nice round of applause. Good recognition here. That was classy,
really
right?
Very classy. That play, though, has served the Fever really well. We saw Aaliyah Boston score in that same execution.
Williams thought she got fouled, no call. And then Clark just lost the ball.
She saw Lexi Hall slicing to the other side. I don't know if there was contact on it. We couldn't see from our angle, but I saw the idea. The execution just comes up a little short.
Carlton just needs that much room.
Do we have the announcements on the three-point contest? Oh, Carlton will be preparing for playing with Team Canada for the Olympics.
That's right, Canada getting back to the Olympics as Melissa Smith is able to hit inside.
Both teams even in terms of second chance opportunities at 6 so far in this basket. Second chance points, excuse me.
Carlton again. Oh, this one.
I think Smith got her fingertips on that one.
And now Smith running the floor. Carlton was able to get a hand on it, and they say it's off Smith. So good hustle by Bridget Carlton. It's Minnesota basketball.
One of the things that was interesting as we prepared for this game is the mindset, and let's take a look at this replay though. The hustle by Bridget Carlton misses the shot, but disruptive enough to earn her team an additional possession. Pace is going to be a key in the course of this game, and not just up and down pace, but also the pace and the cadence of the half-court execution. Is that ball popping? Are you getting into your actions quickly to shift the defense?
Heidemann up top, and then around the horn. Everybody touched it on this possession. Zandalicini halfway down, and then Alana Smith was fouled after she grabbed the rebound.
I love the way these Lynx fans lived and died on that. It was online though. Right from our angle, it was online, and as you saw, the ball danced and decided not to slide.
Now on Melissa Smith. That is 2 on her, and that may be a coach's dream with the possession, right? Everybody touched the basketball for Minnesota.
It's got that snap, crackle, and pop, Pee Weezy.
That's what you're calling for. Shot clock is winding down. Atlanta. And then the over-the-back call on the rebound attempt. That's on Carlton.
Deep into the shot clock are the Lynx. I don't know that Smith knew what the shot clock was at when she caught that basketball.
Tisha Heidemann gets a nice hand as she subs out for Kayla McBride.
She did a terrific job of pestering Caitlin Clark at that guard spot defensively.
As you mentioned, that's what the people recognize. It's not the scoring, it's what she's able to do on the defensive side of the floor, especially against Caitlin. And now K-Mac was on her. Zandalicini draws out assignment, and the inside finish for Smith.
Such a tremendously athletic move. All types of core strength on that one.
It's Indiana back to within 3. Williams elevates and misses everything. Timeout here in Minneapolis, where Courtney Williams and the Lynx just opened up a business down in Florida.
Yeah, so we all know that she wanted to go into mortuaries because she felt like people should look their best, as this the last time that families will see them. And I saw her pregame. I said, have you brought the dream to life? She said in Miami she has, in fact. So we'll have to get more details.
Yep, it's a mortuary science. Did some internships when she was still playing here in Minnesota in that. And she is a Miami native. Okay, Matt.
She's been particularly lethal off the catch and shoot so far this season.
She had 8 threes in a game last month. First quarter, her lowest scoring first all year. 1 of 5. The Minnesota defense has been tenacious on her. And now
She's going to be in the way.
Clark takes it right to Courtney Williams. We can expect to see different people try to defend her.
Absolutely, but she's really improved in the last month in terms of creating for herself off the dribble.
And not just a three-point shooter by any means. And Clark second in the league in assists to Alyssa Thomas.
The Fever, though, they're shooting 2 of 8.
Courtney Williams rescues. And then shoots it over Boston.
Mid-range master is Courtney Williams again. Just like we just saw Caitlin Clark do, able to create her own shot off the dribble. But it's the second chance opportunity that gives her that great look.
Her first year in Minnesota was with Chicago last year, and that's a Boston moving screen for a personal foul. I love what Cheryl Reeve said. She said Courtney Williams is a high-level talker. On the court, off the court.
The good talking, the bad talking, all of that.
But she really is very impressed with the chemistry on this Lynx team. That's nice. That shows the teamwork.
And you can see it throughout this game. There were a ton of plays like that. You'll see them slip those screens. You'll see them backdoor cut. They trust one another.
Just put that up with one hand, right? With that finish. Here's Kelsey Mitchell. And another steal as Smith got in front of the pass, and she's going coast to coast. Clark fouled her.
I just think Atlanta Smith is so underrated in this league in terms of her versatility. This is Caitlin Clark takes one for the team, doesn't give up a layup.
Leah now with 8 rebounds to go along with 11 points. McBride, quick trigger. And another offensive board for the Lynx. And this time McBride couldn't get it to go off glass, but a couple of opportunities, and Juhas cashes in. Caitlin hit it. Her first 3 of the game.
And her team needed to see a 3 go down. Kelsey Mitchell knocked one in not too long ago, but good to see the point guard starting to get going.
This is the second made basket for Clark today. And
miss or make, trying to get up the floor and get quality looks. Goodness gracious.
And McBride went down. And then acrobatically put it in off the backboard.
We fall down, but we get up and score.
Mitchell with another miss, boards it and puts it in.
This is one of the things that Coach Cheryl Reeve wanted to be mindful of. Because the Fever are trying to push so quickly, you got to be alert defensively. Miss or make, you can't leave folks wide open. Fever have done a good job finding the holes.
Courtney Williams. Everybody thought she was going to shoot, including Juhas.